Hey guys, how's it going? Dulos here. Today's video, I'm going to talk about this new gun control bill that's coming through the House. It's sponsored by a bunch of our so-called representatives. But before I go further than that, I want you to watch the video from Military Arms channel. That video explains this thing perfectly, has relevant information, so I'm going to link that here, and there'll be information down below. I'm going to put other links down below as well that I find relevant to that. But with that, watching that video and realizing the scope of the language of this bill that says that basically any device that increases the rate of fire of a gun is now a felony, 5 years in prison. But the language is so vague that it can really apply to anything. I mean, really, your finger is what really increases the rate of fire. Again, the Military Arms channel goes into good detail on that. But I got my wife and I thinking about the extent that this could go, because what really increases the rate of fire, what are these limitations? Because there are none defined in it. Is it a larger magazine? Perhaps you've got a small Glock 27 or a smaller firearm, and then you begin using larger magazines. This technically increases your rate of fire because you've gone from the amount of rounds that fit in the smaller weapon into the rounds that fit in the larger variety. With that, is it, alongside that, an extended magazine here where you can fit extra rounds in there? Is it the fact that you can carry an extra magazine on you? Are you going to be limited to only one magazine because now I've got 10 rounds, and for me to go home and get more rounds, is that another rate of fire? And I know that this sounds ridiculous. My wife brought up another good point. Well, what about training? Training increases your rate of fire. Now that you've learned how to operate the weapon, learned how to operate in different environments, you're more skilled with it over time. As with anything, you use it more, you're going to get better at it. But this is the legal system. If you don't nail these things down specifically, it can apply to whatever they want it to be. And you can see that to where they've even twisted documents that are very specific, like the Constitution, to begin to fit their agenda, like separation of church and state, or the Second Amendment, or even now freedom of speech. You get freedom of speech zone, a safe zone. But really, what else is it? Is it having a device on your weapon like this that's a magwell, where now I've gone from being able to load a magazine in 1 second to 0.8 seconds or whatever that may be, to where now that rate of fire is technically increased because I've now reloaded the weapon. But does that even happen in reloading weapons? Because the point Mac was making was that it's basically all semi-auto, all self-loading firearms now have an increased rate of fire. So does that mean you can only have bolt action weapons? Okay, well now what if I have only a bolt action weapon and I put a larger handle on it, so to speak, so that I'm able to work that action a little bit faster? Is that an increased rate of fire? Maybe I put a different lubrication on the weapon to where that bolt now goes home a little bit faster. Is that an increased rate of fire? This is, if it's not incredibly naive, I mean, obviously you watch the clips out there of like CNN saying increased rate of fire now has more penetration and faster bullet speeds. I mean, these people have no idea what they're talking about, but do they? Is this just written so vaguely so that in the collective mind of the people, of the citizenry, they are upset over a tragedy like Las Vegas, and so they hear bump stock and they think that this is all that this applies to? They don't realize that it applies to everything? I mean, what really is the case? Is it my rate of fire is increased because my gun store is now 1 mile closer to me? I can order online. I know these things are ridiculous and taken to the nth degree, but this bill is serious. This bill is being put up to the House, and hopefully, obviously, with the Supreme Court, hopefully leaning conservative. If this makes it through and we have to go to the Supreme Court route, hopefully it'll be able to be stricken down. But let's not get it that far. Contact your representative today. But keep an eye out, keep an ear out for the things in the news where people have no idea what they're talking about. They're showing clips of shotguns and talking about AR-15s. It's insane. So again, let's not let it get that far. Let's nip it in the bud before it gets to a point where you can't even own a pistol. You can't even own a bolt action weapon. Because at the end of the day, that's what they want. That's what people like Senator Dianne Feinstein, that's what they want. They want confiscation. In the clip from Military Arms Channel, they shows an interview with her where she talks about, I don't know a law that would get the ends that we're meaning of. You know, I'd have to think about that and look into that. She spent her entire career working on so-called gun control. She hates guns. She doesn't want people to have them. And she says she can't think of a law. Well, it's the truth, because there is no law that's going to be able to stop gun violence. What she wants to do is outlaw all guns, and yet she knows she can't say that. Yet, that's the one law she wants. But even that one law to make all guns illegal won't fix a thing. Look at crime statistics from around the world. Just Google it. Look it. You'll see it. It's simple. Outlawing firearms will not stop the real issue, and that's in the heart of men. That's sin. That's evil. Gun control, removing guns from law-abiding citizens, will not stop evil acts. It will only increase evil acts. Good people need these things to be able to stop people from having. Someone, threatens my family with a firearm or a bodily harm or death, we need to be able to fight back. God bless you guys. Thanks for watching. Please watch the other video. Please follow the links below. But sincerely, may God bless you and keep standing up for what's right.